Hey everyone, this is Jane from TDB bringing you another Inbetweenisode. Today we are going to be talking about the 2009 Yee On 7342A, which is a raw ripe blend from them. I brought this on to an episode, Inbetweenisode number 277 back in 2021. So that was 4 years ago. It was quite a while ago. And yeah, this sorts of tea easily passed my speed test. In that one, I talked a bit about having a tong. And so, yeah, technically, I think this tea, as well as Best Taste, might be literally my most consumed teas. I am almost through another cake of this. I forget if this is my second or my third. It just kind of shows you kind of the casual brewing that something like this is going to have. So while this is technically a raw ripe blend, because this has undergone kind of that special Yee On traditional storage, it definitely is going to perform more like a ripe tea. And it's definitely one I recommend people check out as well as Best Taste. I think at this point, the pour scene in 2025 looks quite a bit different than 2021. So a lot of people have tried these teas, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Not traditionally stored ripes are not for everyone, but for me, it really hits the spot. Marshall is one of the first people I see kind of shout these teas out. It adds like a different layer to it, kind of ginseng. It's richer. And it's just a different character that not everyone's going to love, but for me at least, it's really great. And for me at least, I would take these Hong Kong traditionally stored ripes over kind of your normal ripes any day of the week, or 9 days out of 10 over the week. So it's nice that these are available. At this point, I'm just kind of bringing on teas regardless of the current political situation as far as tariffs and whatnot. So yes, I did watch that app before. And this tea, I think, was a commission, so you shouldn't treat this like a normal dye productions at all. It's definitely one of those that is kind of a custom blend. So while maybe it was pressed by dye, I forget if it actually was. Look at that color that's brewing up. And yeah, having a bit of a TDB power hour here, and so been recording quite a few episodes just before this. And I like to really wind down and wrap up with something like a ripe. And so before this episode, I actually was drinking a ripe, but it was a ripe that's particularly bad for winding down. That was the 2024 Yee On sourcing Lao Mane. That is quite bitter. So this, on the other hand, I think is far more of kind of like your satisfying normal ripe. So even though it's a fraction of the cost of that tea, I think this tea is definitely going to hit the spot a bit more. Oh, yeah. Woody, herbal, ginseng, for me at least, this is comfort food. This is straight down the middle. So it's nice to go back to this. The last couple teas that I had, I think were not quite hitting the spot in the same way. My mouth is still bitter from that Lao Mane ripe. So let's have something to help me wash that down, okay? Yeah, that's delicious. Yeah. Kind of like this brown sugar caramel sweetness, ginseng, herbal, woody. It tastes like it smells too. Some people are going to find this absolutely disgusting. I find it wonderful. Definitely kind of the right tea for me. For me at least, this is also a good kind of dim sum tea where you can just brew this really, really hard. Have it with some of those small bites that you get from dim sum. I'm not going to drink a ton of this because, as I said, I have been doing a lot of episodes today. But for me, definitely amongst probably top two, perhaps even the most consumed tea. I just forget if I'm through 2 or 3. Good thing I have. I've bought about 10 of these cakes. They've just been between $25 and $35, so really, really inexpensive. Strongly recommend if you are a fan of the taste. Again, I don't recommend stocking up on this if you've never tried it before. Definitely try it first before you commit in the way that I have. But for me, at least, these are some of the best price quality performers that are around because they are very easy to drink. They're very smooth. What I'm generally looking for a big blue pot tea is something that is very, very forgiving in case I need to step away for 10 seconds or 20 seconds and do something. The Lao Mane ripe is not. The bitter ripes in general are not, because those teas are just going to get nasty very, very fast. In fact, even if you are very fast, they could still get quite nasty. This one, just smooth, oily, thick. And yeah, teas like this make me wonder why I even bother with kind of more modern ripe, because it is just so easy and satisfying. So yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Let me know how you like this episode. Let me know what you think of the Purple Mark or the Best Taste. I think those are kind of the two good places to start. One interesting note about this is I have traveled with this tea a couple times, and I have noticed it comes out a little funkier and a little thinner, which is not a good combination depending on the water that you're using. So I think a lot of these teas are a little bit water dependent. So shout outs also to Fluffy on the Discord. She's another best Yee On enjoyer that's based in Seattle. So I do wonder if there's some sort of special sauce in the water here, which is particularly low TDS, that snow melt from the local mountains up here and kind of the Pacific Northwest area. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I will see you all next time. Cheers.